All right, fight fans, friends of the room, joining us now, one of the best super middleweights in the world, Caleb Plant.
What's up, champ?
Yo, how's it going?
Thanks for taking the time. Last time we spoke to you was before the Anthony Dirrell fight. You were very calm, collective, confident, and obviously you showed and proved. I just want to touch on one thing because we didn't have a conversation after that fight. I think you're becoming the best troll in boxing in a subtle, slick way. Have you always been witty like that with comeback lines as a kid, or did boxing pull that out of you?
My dad, he's a lot like that. He always is a jokester, just, talking shit and real witty. And so just being around him obviously helped. And then, going to my first camp, which is the top 4 in each weight class in the nation, then you got the top 4 from each weight class in one camp. And when you're the white kid, it's either like, you get quick with it or
get roasted.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
I got real good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your wittiness is, you've taken it to another level. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, being at the Barclays that day, when you did the digging gesture burying him, I looked at Barack, I was like, man,
no.
Like
burying the beef. Let's get that straight. He buried the beef.
No,
now.
I
Come
know
on
what
now.
he said. He was ready for the press conference to answer that.
No,
honestly, I didn't even know that I was going to do the digging thing. Like, that wasn't created. And so when I said I'm burying the beef, that was just in the moment too. Like, I didn't have.
Wow, that's crazy.
With that lens to being very witty on a dime.
Right-handed guy, like, I didn't have.
Yo, that's crazy, bro. No, the shirt though was one of the illest things in boxing of all time. Yo, I show people that video who don't even watch boxing, and they could just feel that. That's crazy. But listen, I want to ask you this: after Benavidez, realistically, is there anybody else you have to fight to earn a rematch with Canelo?
I mean, I would become the mandatory, so technically no. But I'm just letting it be known now that if that ain't good enough and I need to step, to Jamal Charlo right after that and beat him, I would be more than willing and able to do that. He's already the WBC champ at 160, so he could come right up to 160 and get, super middleweight and get first dibs. So, but the focus right now is David Benavidez, and that'll put me in line to, handle business as I should. But right now I'm just focused on the fight in front of me.
Okay. Now, who do you think is the better fighter, Caleb, between Jamal Charlo and Benavidez? I know you haven't been in the ring with any of them in a professional prize fight, but eyeball test, who do you think is a better fighter?
Styles make fights, and sometimes you got to get in there and let the dice roll. So, I couldn't say off the top of my head, but I know that right now, I got a big fight in front of me. And so, that's really the one I'm focused on. I haven't really been playing like, man, which one might be harder or anything like that. I really just focus on, getting my hand raised in fashion against David and, moving on to bigger and better things.
You were pretty pissed off at Anthony Dirrell, who Ak brought up. And like you said, you was in the moment. That was emotions. That was adrenaline. You was doing the grave digging, filling the grave rather. Do you feel even more emotions towards David Benavidez?
Well, even when I did that, like, when I knocked him out, it's not like I ran and jumped on the turnbuckle and was running around the ring or anything, just walking around the ring, my arms, calm and cool. And then, I did what I had to do after that. So, it's not like I was all emotional or too wound up. And same thing with David, I'm sure y'all could tell by the press conference, I had my hands in my pockets the whole time.
That's true.
If I felt threatened, I'd put my hands in my pockets. But
there is certain fights that's more rewarding because of the personal part of it. Do you feel like this would be more rewarding, a victory over David?
It's going to be rewarding. It's going to be rewarding.
No doubt.
I want to ask you about the Canelo fight. And this is a bit of a generic question, but you obviously, I don't know, you're on another level since that fight. You obviously showed that you belong in there with Canelo, but what's the biggest lesson you took from that fight that Caleb is carrying on?
I think the most important thing that I took away from that fight, it wouldn't be anything like technically, it would just be the experience. And I've said in these other interviews, it's sounding redundant at this point, but, experience isn't something that you can buy. You don't get it overnight. You got to go through the fire to get that. And I've done that, and I've done that gracefully. I haven't made any excuses. You know, there's a lot of things I could say, but I haven't made any excuses. And so I just got back on my team, got right back to work, you know, kept sharpening the tools that I had a lot of success with, and sharpened up the tools that, you know, with hindsight being 2020, things that I could have done better. And, you know, you guys have seen that. Breadman and my dad have been working great together. Breadman really has me boxing how my dad would have me boxing. Mm-hmm. And so it's been a great fit, you know, and we've been working on a lot of things, and I can't wait to show it. You know,
is it a bit of a kind of an insult when people start saying now, oh, Caleb is now sitting on his punches, or now he's showing power? Do you feel like you've always had power and people never recognized it until that huge knockout against Darrell?
Yeah, I mean, I've always had power, even looking back on the Jose Uzcategui fight. You know, at the time, they were considering him to be the boogeyman of the division. And, you know, he had only been dropped once by Matt Korobov, who's a big Russian puncher. And I dropped him twice in that fight. You know, one, he was a little off balance, but it's still a knockdown. And the second one, I mean, nobody can say anything about that. So I've always had that power. I have a lot more one-punch knockouts than David does. You know, he's more of a volume puncher. So
that's true.
Yeah, I've always had that. But, you know, Breadman and my dad, they've been having me work on things to help bring that out of me more. So I am punching harder than I have been in the past, and I am better than I have been in the past. And, you know, Breadman and my dad have a big part in that, obviously, them being my trainers. So I am better than I've ever been before.
You know, we've spoken to like Larry Wade or Bottle Jack, and they all say like, you're a workhorse. They got to kick you out of the gym. Are you even more motivated and gone even further in your training during this camp?
Yes. This is the best shape I've ever been in. And, you know, I don't say things that just sound good for the camera. This is the best shape I've ever been in. It's the hardest that I've ever worked. And I've gone above and beyond in all of my preparation to ensure that I get my hand raised this fight.
Listen, not only do you come out with shirts, but I see that you have something crazy, something that every kid probably desires, action figures. How did this come about?
Yeah, so, you know, just been on my mind for a bit. You know, fighters drop merch, and it's usually like the same old thin, you know, athletic tees, and I kind of wanted to branch away from that and, you know, do something a little bit different. So we brought out more of the, you know, the shirts that you could wear with the actual fit, not just a fight shirt, but the whole Revenge Tour line. And then something else that I've had in the vault for a minute is I've been wanting to drop an action figure. So I got with a guy, and we dropped the Killer Plant action figure for the 2022 Knockout of the Year. The shovel is included, unfortunately. The body that I caught that night is not included. We couldn't get it in the packaging.
Oh, you stupid for that.
You know, just trying to branch away. You know, I feel like fighters doing the same. A lot of fighters do the same old stuff, and you know, it just winds up being follow the leader. And you know, I'm trying to branch away from that and think outside the box and bring some new, fresh things to boxing. To the culture, to the sport, and things people can enjoy. And so, you know, I got a whole list of things that I'm gonna be dropping, you know, over the course of my career. Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm obviously locked in with the fight, but yeah, we got some cool things on the way.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a trend. Like, I saw it and I was like, wow, I want one of those. You know what I mean? I feel like all boxers are going to jump on this.
Yeah, and not only that, the Revenge Tour fit, you know, I mean, just like the whole aesthetic of that is dope too. This is like streetwear that you can wear. It's not something that you can wear just for training. So I even tried to cop a tee and it was sold out. So once you re-up on that, I'm gonna get it. But the action figure, were you heavily involved in sculpting the figure and saying, nah, man, my abs are a little more cut up than that. We got to fix that.
Yeah, you know, he sent one mock-up. I cleaned it up just a little bit, and you know, the whole design process. Just the details of it, you know, just going over, getting a little more detailed, and obviously, you know, it's not going to be, you know, the most authentic thing ever, but you know, we're working on things and we're moving in that direction, and you know, I'm trying to put like a QR code on the back to where when you scan it, you know, it brings up the knockout, so you can keep reliving that moment.
Kind of like an NFT type thing.
Yeah, and you know, with the Revenge Tour stuff, you know, it's like I lost, and so now I'm on this Revenge Tour to get back, you know, something that I come up short on. But really, a lot of people can use that to their everyday life. You know, life throws things at you that, you know, put you down, and you know, you want to get revenge on that. You want to come out on top, And so anybody can go on their revenge tour to, you know, get the success that they want, you know, coming out the other side. So we got a list of things on the way. So,
Caleb, I know that this is a huge fight and that's what you're focused on now, but I always ask my guests if they were their own promoter, manager, and you made the decision on your next 3 opponents in the order that you want them in. Can you give me that if you get past Benavidez?
Well, it'll be Benavidez and then Canelo and then Charlo. Or like Benavidez, Charlo, and then Canelo, however you want to roll it.
Either way, but you want those 3.
Yeah.
All right, let's play a quick game called before you get out here. It's called the Standing 8, Caleb, where we shoot 8 rapid fire questions and you have to answer it quickly. First name that comes to your mind. And this, the catch here is you cannot include yourself in these answers because this is pertaining to fighters today.
Now, if you can't name somebody, you lost. You just got knocked out by the DAZN boxing show. But if you make it through the Standing 8, you won.
Win. All right. So let's set it off. This is Standing 8 with Caleb Plant. First name that comes in your mind, you cannot include yourself. Most skilled boxer in boxing today.
I feel like Shakur Stevenson's got to be up there.
Most exciting fighter.
Gervonta Davis.
Most overrated.
David Benavidez.
Weakest puncher.
Still a great fighter, skillful fighter, but probably Tevin Farmer.
Ooh.
All right.
Still
hardest puncher.
Yeah.
Hardest puncher. Better be
the best boxing name.
Overall, I would say lights out Tony, but he's not.
Yeah, he's not active today. All right, last one. Best dressed.
Me.
You can't say you.
You got to exclude yourself. Nobody else. All right. We'll let them slide with that one.
No, I'm not answering that.
All right. So this is the last. This is the last one. Worst defense.
I don't know.
All right. That's
Too hard.
It's too hard. It's too hard. All right, listen, man. We can't wait to see this fight, man. This is one of the biggest fights in boxing. March 25th.
Pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view. We'll be there, hopefully front center, man. Thanks for taking the time as always, and good luck, hey.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, take it easy, brother.